Hi everybody, this is Jeff Clark from Celtics Blog coming to you on Facebook Live at halftime of the Spurs game, which is it's been a great game to watch, or at least in theory. I personally am not able to watch the game because of my cable company, basically. So, little aside, I know this doesn't affect everybody. It's just a personal problem, but I'm gonna use this platform to rant. FiOS is good for a lot of things for me personally, but the NBA League Pass subscription does not include the NBA TV for some odd reason, and in order to get that package, I'd have to pay an extra $20 a month, and out of protest, I'm not doing that. Sorry. So I've been listening to the game with on the radio with Grandy and Max, the legendary radio guys. So shout out to them. And yes, I know in theory I could do the illegal feeds online and things of that nature, but I may or may not have done that in the past. I will neither confirm nor deny. But basically, I'm personally protesting at this point, and I'll probably be able to get the game on replay later on anyways and catch all the highlights. So I'm not hurting for Celtics games, but at the same time, I'm just, ranting a little bit about the fact that FiOS has this weird packaging plan that I know why they're doing it. It's a cash grab and it's a bundling thing, but hey, it is what it is. So hey, this is a Q&A. This isn't my sob story time. This is a chance for you guys to ask me questions and for me to answer your questions the best I can. So please leave me questions in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to answer them to the best of my ability. Shout out to Seth Papoy watching from Seoul, Korea. Bleed Green. Rock on, Seth. And we got Celtics fans from all over the globe. That's a wonderful thing about it. It's a global expanding game. The markets are just reaching out to all ends of the earth, and it's been a lot of fun to see it grow. I know we've got a huge following in the Philippines. Got fans. We've had writers from London. We've got writers from Australia on the blog right now. We've just it's awesome to see the international flavor here in Celtics land. Let's see here. Greg Ellis from Georgia is saying the Celtics, who will they pick up with the disabled exception? I strongly encourage you guys to check out the Banners broadcast with Bobby Manning. And the last episode, I was on there with Keith Smith from Celtics Blog. And Keith did a wonderful job of breaking down all the different rules and stipulations behind the disabled player exception. Also, obviously, check out his blog post on Celtics Blog. It's a wonderful, breakdown of the different ways you can use it. I mean, the way he explained it, it was, essentially it's a short-term thing. It's not something where you can go grab a guy on a long-term contract. It has to be an expiring contract. It has to be a guy that's, if it's a guy on a rookie deal, he has to be in the last year of his rookie deal and get rid of any, player options and things of that nature. And the other thing, too, is to keep in mind, like, say you go out and get a Nerlens Noel. You won't be able to re-sign him with using like kind of bird exceptions or anything like that. He's going to hit the market. You won't have any advantage to sign him, and he's going to want like a max contract or at least somewhere in that vicinity, and we won't have the cap space to re-sign him. So he would really just be a rental for this season. Barring major trades and a lot of rejiggering of the roster that Danny Ainge in theory could do, I guess, but it just doesn't seem very reasonable to me. So, set your sights a lot lower, a lot smaller in terms of, short-term fixes, guys on the last year of their contract and things of that nature. So, I really don't know where they're going to go with the Celtics, with the disabled player exception, if they use it at all. They might wait until, the trade deadline and the cut season to see if they can pick up somebody who just got waived. So that might be something that's in the cards. Enough about that. Let me see what other questions I've got down here. Manuel Sanchez says, "Hey, how do you think who do you think could light up the second unit?" Saying basically the stretch of the back at the end of the second quarter was bad. I think we're finding right now the trickle down effect of losing a Gordon Hayward, and I hate to blame everything on that unfortunate event, but at the same time, I mean, when you take an all-star out of the starting lineup, then the guys that you had planned on having in the bench, guys like Tatum and I don't know, maybe even Marcus Smart and guys like that they're being forced into the starting lineup, which is great for them in terms of their experience, but at the same time that leaves them a lot shallower on the back end. So we've got rookies and guys like Ojale and Yabusele and Tice and Nader and all guys like that are really no one ever expected them to be stalwart bench players. So I think you just got to be patient and wait for these guys to get. One big thing that's going to help, I think, is when Marcus Morris comes back. He's obviously going to be a guy who's good on offense and defense. He's very versatile. He's going to, be a veteran stabilizing presence. I don't think he's going to, fill up a box score like a star would necessarily, but he's a good, solid player that's going to pay many dividends on this team. So, wait for Marcus Morris to get back, I guess, is my short answer. John Hayward Jr. says, what do you think of Jaylen's and Jayson's development this year? Jayson looks like he's been in the league for a couple of seasons. Sure does, doesn't he? He was billed as one of the most NBA-ready players coming into this, coming out of this draft class, and he's lived up to the hype and then some. Kudos to Danny Ainge for spotting that and for trading down to get him and having the chutzpah to trade the number one pick to go get the guy that he at least claims he would have picked number one overall anyway. So cheers to Danny Ainge for getting him, and it's wonderful to have him. Great to have Jaylen and Jayson, lighting it up. And sometimes they're going to have games where they look like rookies. Sometimes they're going to have games where they look like just have off shooting nights, and that's okay. I think Jaylen's value is in part because, at least in the last few games, when he hasn't been hitting his shots necessarily, so he's still making big plays on the defensive end. He's still making good hard cuts, good rebounds, finding making plays to win basketball games, and that's kind of a Marcus Smart-ism, but it's something that you can apply to Jaylen Brown as well, and gotta love that about him. And Tatum, man, he sure can shoot. He can score from just about anywhere on the court, and he's been a revelation on defense too. So it's been a lot of fun seeing those guys. Let's see. Another question. Yeah, so Jeremy Bauer asks, when is Marcus Morris coming back? When do you think he'll start, or do you think he'll start? So I think I saw before the game that he said he was going to be back for Wednesday's game, I believe. He did a short practice with the main Red Claws today, I guess, just to get a little bit of get a little bit of a sweat going. And I think he wasn't ready for tonight's game, but I think he's going to shoot for Wednesday's game. So knock on wood, we'll see what happens. And do I think he'll start? I think Brad Stevens at some point might start him. I don't think. I kind of like the way that things are going with Jayson Tatum in the starting lineup, and bringing Marcus Morris off the bench would make a lot of sense in terms of his versatility. So I'm not sure if he'll start right away, but I think at times this year he'll probably come in and start, whether it be for matchup reasons or for injury reasons, or just to give Brad a different look. So I guess we'll see. Let's see. Jared Carson says, be patient for what we won 4 in a row and we're leading the Spurs right now. Yeah, absolutely, yes. I was specifically talking about the second unit struggles, and I guess it's a good reminder. Hey, every team, no matter how good they are, has some kind of has cold droughts during a game, and it's important to remember that in the big picture scheme. As long as you're come out on top at the end of the game and at the end of the season, I think that's what you're looking for. So and that's what this is all about too, right? It's Brad Stevens be the best version of you mentality. We're constantly getting better. You're set back with a huge injury to an all-star player. Well, what do we do next? What do we do to fill in next man up? That kind of I hate to say it, but kind of a Patriots mentality and a Popovich mentality. Gosh, I mean, we're playing the Spurs And, you see all their injuries, and they're still stepping up and winning basketball games, year after year after year, no matter who's rotating in and out of that lineup. That's been, Popovich's, trademark. He keeps rolling. He keeps, advancing the team, and he just has a wonderful system and mentality and attitude that he instills in his players to just step up and do their job and keep winning basketball games. And you see a lot of that in Brad Stevens. He's kind of a protege of Greg Popovich's, and I think Baines was saying earlier before the game that they're very much alike, Stevens and Popovich, which is huge praise. It's an amazing thing, and it's amazing that we have Brad Stevens as our coach. So.